Hey y'all, welcome to the Holy Cow podcast. This week we decided to do something fun, and we just decided we were gonna yap about our work experiences and the different
good and bad. We'll just say that.
Probably bad.
They're funny. They're funny. It's okay.
But we also want to apologize. Last week I forgot to edit out the beginning, so I'm so sorry.
You just like to embarrass us. It's okay.
But I promise I won't do that this time, so you guys won't be seeing us at the beginning.
Yeah.
We're
also in our comfies today. We didn't feel like being in our dresses for the whole day.
Yeah, where it's just kind of a laid back episode. We just decided like this is the vibe we usually want to give off for just our fun ones. It's just a casual get together.
We're not very strict people. We don't like. I don't know how to put it, but we're not like.
Plus, we're not gonna lie to you guys. We did not want to be in our dresses today.
Yeah, they're not super comfortable, but it's okay.
Someone decided to take a 2-hour nap, so we've gotten delayed.
You know what?
It's okay. Hopefully she's in a good mood.
There's nothing wrong with a good nap, okay? I was just tired.
The Sunday naps hit the best.
I was preparing myself for this podcast.
But yeah, you want me to start? I can totally start with my work experiences.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, first thing I want to talk about is, for a little context, I work at a missionary store. I won't give the name because I feel like we don't need that on the internet. But one of the days I'm sitting there and it's just not very busy and no one's really come in, and this guy comes in. He introduces himself, shakes my hand. There we go. And then he starts telling me like what he's up to, and he's this nice guy from Las Vegas, and I should have stopped him there because anyone from Las Vegas can't be a good sign, guys. And he comes in, and he's like, so I'm from Las Vegas. I sell perfumes and colognes, and we're just trying to get our online business out and stuff. And I was just wondering if I could drop a flyer off and kind of just show you what our perfumes look and smell like. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, like the people pleaser in me could not like shoo him away because he was a really nice guy. So like I didn't want to be mean. So I was like, oh yeah, sure. And he's like, well, what scents do you like? And I was like, I like sweeter scents, I think, and some florals maybe. And he was like, perfect, that is so good then. And so he goes out to his car. He's like, I'll be back in 2 seconds. And he comes back inside and he's got 2 perfumes with him. And he's like, hey, can I see your wrist? So I was like, yeah. And so he sprays the first perfume on my wrist. And it smells like Jolly Ranchers, basically. Like, when you think of Jolly Ranchers, like, it's that smell. And it smelled pretty good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was a really good smell. Then he sprays this other one on my right wrist, and it's a floral one. And it's pretty, like, a sweet floral one. It smells so good. Like,
both of them smell really good.
I almost bought them, so... Anyway, I'll finish the story before I say anything else. Anyway, he's like, do you want to buy any? I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I actually don't have any money because I didn't. I wasn't getting paid till the next day, and I didn't want to take out my savings. So I was like, do you have like a flyer or something that I can look at so I can like maybe order some online? Like, is it still going to be the same price? Because he was offering the scents, sell them to me for $30, I think, and they're usually like $100. Oh. So I felt like special because I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cheap. And they were really good smelling perfumes. And he's like, yeah, of course. Let me grab a flyer real quick, and I'll put a discount code on there so you can get it for the same price. And I was like, dude, this is so sick. Like, this is a different experience. And then he comes inside, he gives me the flyer, and then he's like, okay, well, you have a nice day. And I was like, yeah, good luck with your business. Like, I hope it really takes off. And he was like, oh, thanks so much. And then he leaves. And he leaves, and I finally look at the flyer that he gives me, and the first thing I see is some lady in a bikini with her butt cheeks just hanging out. And I was like, what the heck? I was like, what is going on? Oh, and then I looked at the top of the flyer, and it said 3 times more pheromones than regular pheromone perfume. And I was like, oh my gosh. And if you guys don't know what pheromones are, they are... like, it's just something to help boost, like, your attractiveness. Like,
yeah.
It's, like, people find you more attractive when, there's more pheromones or something like that. It's around that.
Yeah.
and it makes the scent super strong.
It was on her for like the whole entire day.
It
And
was
she didn't have like didn't you try to wash it off?
so right after I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get this off of me. Like guys come in here all the time. I can't just have pheromone perfume on.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not trying to like brag or anything, but like it's really not a brag actually. I've had like gotten hit on a couple times at work, and it's really weird. So like having pheromone perfume, it's not gonna help my case. So I went to the bathroom and I was like scrubbing my wrist because I was like, there's no way this man just sprayed pheromone perfume on me and did not tell me that it was pheromone perfume.
You didn't ask, so he's like, oh, well, whatever.
Oh my gosh, it was stuck on me forever. And my parents came in to like just come and get like socks and stuff. And my mom walks in, she's like, what's that smell? And she's like, it smells really good. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, that's me. She's like, is it really nice? So I told her the whole story, and she thought it was just hilarious. She was laughing her butt off. So she was like, oh, let me get your dad. So my dad was just sitting in the car, you know, as dads do. And my dad comes by, and I was like, can you smell that? He was like, well, I start telling him the story, and he's like, is that what that smell is? And I was like, oh my gosh, just kill me.
Yeah, no, and then like I got off of work like around the same time we get home, and then she told me the story, and like yeah, you could just smell it in the car. We were in the car.
Yeah, it was
And
very strong.
Yeah. How much did he spray on you?
He literally, it was one spray each. I hope you guys know that. It was literally one spray.
Holy.
And it was so strong, but it smelled so good. Like, anyone that smelled it, they were like, they know it smelled good because it did.
It smelled really good. You're good at the scent.
Like, I almost bought them, like, honestly. And so, like, I was so embarrassed about that. And I was like, okay, never again am I letting a man spray perfume on me.
Probably don't.
Because it was stuck on me for like 2 days. Like the next day I didn't even wear perfume because I was like, I'm not taking my chances. Because I had to go to work in the morning too. So I was like, I'm not doing that.
Did it smell like that in the workplace too? After?
Mm-mm. It wasn't even in the workplace. It was literally just me. Like anywhere I went, someone was like, dude, I can smell it. And I'm like, stop.
That's funny.
Like I was pretty embarrassed about it, but it's a good work experience. So
yeah.
I don't know. I always have weird ones though.
Yeah, that's a little interesting. I can't believe you did that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was like basically like a whole sexy poster. And I am surprised I didn't even look. I'm so glad I actually didn't look at it while he was here because my eyes like went so wide, and he definitely would have been able to tell like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And like what kind of man from Las Vegas goes into a missionary store to get pheromone perfume on someone? Like I did not. Maybe
he didn't even ask what kind of perfume it was either. You were just like, well, I guess most of the time people.
Well, he's like, I just sell perfume in Las Vegas, and that's why I should have stopped there.
Remember when Dad tried the chocolate though?
Oh,
probably don't say that on here. But yeah.
Don't. The lesson is, guys, don't
try
anything from Las Vegas without
knowing
reading
exactly what is in it. We need all the ingredients.
Like, know what you're getting yourself into before you're just like,
yeah.
But yeah, that's like all my work experience. That was recent too, by the way. That was like what, 3 weeks ago?
I don't know.
It was recent.
Yeah. Mine are kind of just embarrassing, but they're a little short of a story. So at work we have bibs, and it's short for box in her bag in a box, and that's what like our. So I work over at Fizz, and that's just what like the soda syrups are in, and they're about like 50 pounds. But I can lift the 50 pounds. Like I'm not super weak. I'm not strong either, but you know I'm not super weak. And I had to go change one of them, and I was going to pick it up, and one of my coworkers walks back and he's like, "Do you need help?" And I was like, "No, I got it." And so I pick it up, and then the floor was wet, and I slipped and fell right on my butt, and I just sat there. I was like, "No way that just happened." And he was like, "You sure you don't need help?" Goodness, was independent over here, and I was like, I normally can lift him up. I just slipped on the floor.
No, because for some reason getting help was more embarrassing.
Well, he was there to watch me the entire time too, because I was like, "No, I'm good." And then I go pick it up, and I fell right over. It was just very embarrassing. And then he helped me after that because I was sitting on the floor, and so I couldn't like get up.
Did he help you get up?
Huh?
Did he help you get up, or were you just
No,
like
he just
hanging
grabbed
there?
the box from me.
Oh, girl, I can't.
It was embarrassing, but yeah, that's one of my stories. Yeah,
Do you ever just do Just Dance at work?
I've thought about it, but I think I would get in trouble.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
so my boss is pretty chill about what we do in our free time because we already do what we're supposed to do. Like, I mean, there's only so much you could do at our store, like in our free time. So if I'm working with someone, me, and my coworker, like, or literally just honestly by myself too. I'm not gonna lie. I'll just pull out the Just Dance on my phone or my iPad, and I do a little Just Dance to like get me warmed up because fun fact, my heater is broken at work, so it's freezing in our building,
It's still
and we only
broken?
have we have like a little like portable heater thing that we can plug in and we can use that, but our gas heater is broken for like our whole building. So when I walk in the morning, it's like in the 40s, freezing.
Fully.
So like I have to sit by that heater and sometimes warm up. I will do line dances and stuff. Like I've learned I've learned a couple line dances. I mean, we learned them here, but then at work I like perfect them so I can
Or she just gets very bored and sends us all very funny videos of her just dancing or doing whatever.
Yeah, if anyone has me on Instagram, you guys know what I'm talking about or what she's talking about. It's really
She's
fun
always
to
got
make
the
TikToks.
sunglasses on. She got the big suits on that are not even close to fitting her. And I don't even know what she does. She just sings and dances.
Dude, I don't know how no one's walked in on me like in a suit and like sunglasses
That'd be funny.
because I have so many TikToks that I made that I've kept in my drafts because I don't post on TikTok or anything like that. And so I just have all these videos in my drafts just for my own entertainment because sometimes I'm like the funniest person I know. I'm not gonna lie. So like I love watching those videos and I am in a suit like all the time, like randomly making these videos. Because I'll put on like the biggest suit we have, which I think is like a 56 regular, and like guys understand how big that is. It's ginormous on me basically. And so
Like a
like I put that
dress.
on and I button it up and I put these like sunglasses on that make me look like Octavius. Is his name Octavius?
From what?
Spider
Spider-Man?
Man.
I think so.
I almost said Octavius Prime, but that does not sound right.
I don't think it is.
Doc Ock.
That's
Doc
Optimus
Ock.
Prime.
Maybe it's not Octavius. Doc Ock. That's how I know. But yeah, I do that.
That's literally Optimus Prime, the Transformer.
Yeah, I know. I know it's not that, but I think that's it. I don't know.
That's funny.
I have always had really embarrassing stories. Like, there's a lot of people I know that have walked in the store because they're all my age going on missions and stuff. So I see a bunch of people I know and I'm kind of like, oh my gosh. And of course they remember who I am because, like, it's more awkward when you act like you don't know who they are because
I
then
do
you're
that.
sitting there and then you're like, well, in a missionary store it's different.
Yeah.
Because
You're
you
like
have
stuck
to
in the same room.
you have to have conversation with them and like most customers I'm with for like that are missionaries, I'm with them for like an hour to 2 hours just helping them like pick out suits and alterations and pants and just everything like that. So I see a lot of people from junior high and it's just really weird.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat except I'm not stuck in the same room as them. If they're like coming through the drive-through and I'm working and I see them like while I already opened the window, I'm like, oh.
No, it's just
And then I'm just like, hi, how are you? And I'll just continue on like my regular work script at the window.
Well, this one time, another work experience, you guys. It was like my first couple weeks of working, and I was just working my day shift, and this person from junior high came in, and he like knew who I was, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, like what's up?" And we just were talking about a bunch of stuff. I don't remember where he is on his mission. I'm not gonna lie, but he literally like towards the end of it, I'm with them for like an hour or something, hour and 30 minutes maybe, and we've just all been chit chatting, having, and I don't know, it was a night, like it was a, at least it wasn't awkward. And so he, by the end of it, he's like, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" And I was like, "Oh, sure." And he was like, "Do you remember when I used to have a crush on you in 7th and 8th grade?" And I was like, "You had a crush on me in 8th grade too?" Like I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Oh, yeah, I had the biggest crush on you." And I was like, "Oh,
I want to know who it is because I can't remember.
I'm not yapping."
Yeah, I probably don't say the name on here.
I will not be saying names, guys. Sorry.
We can't drop
It's
names.
for my own personal enjoyment.
And it's embarrassing for those that we are talking about.
But yeah, I was kind of like, it was one of those. I'm sure he won't watch it, so it's okay. But it was just one of those moments that I was like, oh my gosh. And his dad was there too, so I was kind of like, what are you doing? Like, why would you mention that with your dad here?
Even if you don't drop their name, it's not like it's only embarrassing to them, but like they only know that it was them. So like
yeah, only they know. So now they know my feelings about it because I was literally like, what the heck? It was just like weird for me because I did never experience that yet, where someone was like, yeah, do you remember this? And I'm like, what the heck? Because I mean, I'm graduated. We're graduated now, so it was kind of weird to think that like people had crushes on me in junior high, and that this bro was just willingly like telling me that he used to have a crush on me. Like,
that's always so awkward. I hate when people are like, "Did you know I used to have a crush on you?"
Why didn't you tell me then, bro? Yeah. Why didn't you tell me that?
Tell me when it's current. I don't care about it now.
You could have stopped me from making so many mistakes. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, for real. For you.
Okay, hey.
I have not.
Watch it.
I don't think I've had really bad experiences with that stuff.
I always do. I think it's just because I work at a missionary store. And like I think a lot of missionaries before they leave, they kind of want to just like reconnect with like everyone. Or that's what they say. They say reconnect. My coworker laughs at that word because he thinks it's the dumbest word ever for like instances of like reconnecting with a person. Like just say you want to be with friends with a person again, or like you want to try and get with them because that's literally what you're trying to do. Because like he just explained that
just
thing.
about to say something
because I've had people from junior high, they'll literally just be like, we should reconnect, and I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, I haven't even talked to you in junior high. Like, I guess I shouldn't say friends from junior high because just I did not talk to barely anyone in junior high.
Is that how you say the word? Acquaintances,
sure. They just knew who I was in junior high. Like that's all it was. So like them like saying we should reconnect, I'm like, when did we connect?
What do you mean reconnect?
Like, I don't understand what that means.
Yeah, that's funny.
But it's funny, though, because I get to come home and I get to tell all these stories. And, like, my coworkers, so, like, I have the weirdest work stories. Like, I could go on and on and on and on for, like, 5 hours about everything that I've experienced at my job. But, like, my coworkers, they know I have the weirdest experiences. Like, when they come in, they're expecting something, like, from me. Because I usually have something happen to me, like, every single day that's, like, weird. Like, it's just not normal.
Like the guy with the pheromone perfume?
Yeah, like the pheromone perfumes. I've had an ex walk in before. That was the next day, by the way, after the pheromone perfume one, so...
He could just smell it from a mile away.
One of those moments, guys. And then, oh, man, I don't know. Oh, we almost got kidnapped one day, like me and my coworker.
Oh, I forgot about that too.
But it's okay, we didn't. As you can tell, we're here still. But it's a funny story to think about because it was traumatic at the time. We're fine now, but yeah, I don't know. I always have weird experiences.
I don't know why I just thought about this, but oh my gosh, I have something in my eye. I can't. I think it's an eyelash. Okay, I think we're good. Sorry about that. There was these little kids that would come and ride skateboards out in front of the store, and our boss or the owner literally had to tell them to stop riding the skateboards there because it was gonna like leave marks and like it disrupts all the other customers. And then they stopped for like maybe 10 minutes. And then I don't know, they kept doing it that day. But then like a few weeks later, they came back and they kept riding them there. And like I was talking to my coworkers and I was like, they're literally not allowed to do that. Like I just drop names.
Not for name dropping. Okay.
The owner, we'll just cut that part out. The owner had just like barely told them that they can't be riding their skateboards here. And they're like, Dakota, you should go out there and tell them to stop. And I was like, why me?
Yes. And then put the foot down, Dakota.
So I had to go out there and I was like, hey, we have to ask you guys not to ride those here. And they're like, "Oh, can we go ride them there?" I was like, "No, like we can't have them on this property because it disrupts our customers. And like if you're in the drive-through, we don't like if you get ran over, then we it's like our fault because it's our property." And so they're like, "Okay." And then they're like, "What about over there? What about over there?" And they just kept asking me the dumbest places, and I was like, "No, I'm sorry." And yeah, they would not leave, and I was getting very annoyed with these kids. And I had to keep being nice because I was trying so hard to be nice.
I wouldn't have, bro.
I was trying so hard, and these kids were just making it so difficult. And then one of them, so we have like a little curve thing, and then there's rocks, and then it's the O'Reilly building. And they're like, "Can we go ride it right there, like on that strip?" And I was like, I don't think you guys will stay. Or like, I was like, "You can't be on a drive-through." And he was like, "That's not in your drive-through." And I was like, "Well, I'm sure you won't stay on the curb."
Can
so
you open your freaking eyes and look again? Because that's our drive-through.
Well, I was like,
guys.
"I'm sure you guys won't be staying on the curb." And they're like, "Actually, I'm a pretty good skateboarder." And I was like, "Guys, I've been watching you. You're not that good." And then they're like, "Oh, what do you mean?"
You must
And
be
I
a
was like,
pretty good liar,
"I've watched
too."
you guys fall like 5 times out here. This is why I'm asking you to leave." Like, I don't know. They were being so annoying. And I'm just like, "Please leave." And then they're like, "What about over there in that parking lot by the O'Reilly building?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can go over there. That's not our problem if you're over there." And so they eventually left, but it took a couple tries. They wouldn't leave. It was very annoying.
Just call the cops next time.
Well, yeah, I almost had to because they wouldn't leave.
Well, we did that at Roxbury one time. Oopsies. But one time we did that when I was at work, and the person wasn't allowed to be on our property anymore. So it was pretty funny because they like didn't go on our property. They went to the place next door all the time.
Well,
And I thought it was really funny because like they're just like chilling over there and they barely like on the border so they could just hang out there. And it's just so weird because I'm like, why are you hanging out in front of a building like that?
Yeah.
If you're gonna
It's
hang
not
out in front of a
interesting.
building, go hang out in front of like Walmart or something.
Yeah, they don't care as much.
They don't care at all. What do you mean? That's like everyone's place to hang out.
Yeah. Do you remember after I told you about how I got mad at those kids and I was visiting you at work and they literally pulled up? They literally ended up at your work. And I was like, "You're joking." And they're literally
they
here.
weren't there. They were at Wendy's. They were by the Wendy's drive-thru and they were riding their skateboards. And they're like 13, 14.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't even
they
know.
rode them in front of your store too.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to that.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention
And
to
then
that
they
kind
were
of
like
stuff.
also over at Wendy's, like in their drive-thru. I was like, these kids are annoying.
There's always those people.
Yeah. I don't know. Why are they in parking lots in the first place? Like, do you want to be ran over?
I think some people, you know what? Let them live, I guess. You know? I mean,
Yeah.
if they want to be almost run over by a car, that's on them. God gave us agency.
Yeah.
Let them live with that peace with their decisions.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, sometimes, guys, Dakota visits me at work like all the time.
Yeah,
And-
because she just wants food. She's big back.
Hey, okay.
It's okay,
When you
me
work
too.
all day and you didn't eat breakfast,
Then
Yeah.
eat breakfast or bring your breakfast so you can eat it later.
so I don't like waking up.
Girl, you work at 9 o'clock. Or you open at 10. You open at 10 o'clock. You have plenty
Okay, I have plenty
time.
of time to grab a breakfast, but sometimes I just don't want to make one because breakfast just isn't very good.
Don't you-
at breakfast time?
Don't you open at or don't you wake up at 8:45?
It's changed to 9 o'clock.
The 15
Because I just do
minutes.
my makeup there because no one comes in.
How long does it take you to get ready?
Not long at all. It takes me like 5 minutes to do my
Then
mascara.
why do you
That's
get
all I
up
do.
so early?
9 o'clock. Well, I get up, get dressed in it. Well, if I showered the night before, I have to do my hair, or else I look homeless.
How
like
long
right
does
now.
it take you to do your hair?
Not long, but I like to have time to wake up. You know, I'm in a bad mood in the morning.
Yeah.
See,
I don't think anybody's in a good mood in the
this
morning.
one time, guys, I woke up at 9:40, and I leave my house at 9:45 to get to work. And I don't know how I did that. I think I just slept through my alarm.
I do that all the time. And then mom's like, get out of it.
The problem is no one's home except for me when I go to work. So like no one can wake me up if I miss my alarm. So I set like 8. And for some reason this one day, like I think I turned them off because we were just on like break or something.
Probably.
And so I just turned them off because I was gone. And I forgot to turn them back on.
Was
So
it
I woke
after
up
fall
at,
break?
I don't know. I just woke up at 9:40 though. And I look at the time, like I'm like tired, and I look at the time and it says 9:40, and I'm like, what the heck? Because I
You're
honestly thought it was
immediately
like
awake.
thought it was like 7 a.m. No, it woke me up so fast. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. My boss is gonna kill me if I'm late.
I woke up at like 4 a.m. this morning, like sweating, and I had to take my hoodie off because I was sleeping in a hoodie.
Do you guys ever take your hoodies off like in your sleep?
No. I literally sat up out of my bed and threw it. I was like, I am sweating right now. And then I threw it. And then I like, aggressively laid back down.
No, because literally last night I had a sweater on going to bed because I was so cold. Like I had to just keep a
Well,
sweater
it was
on.
cold in my room too. That's why I was in a hoodie.
And I was like all wrapped up, and like I have my layers, like I have my covers, and then I have my layers of blankets over me. Okay, and I'm like freezing my butt off. And I'm wearing this sweater, and I'm like sitting there, and I don't know, and then I fell asleep. I don't know, like an hour in, I don't know, and I woke up at like 6 a.m. because like I don't know, something just felt weird, and my sweater was gone. I was like, where the heck is my sweater? So I'm like just my garment top, like chilling in bed, and I was like, what the heck is this?
Well,
And it was on the floor. It was on the floor too. So I was like, did I even take that
well,
off?
I woke up and I was like, holy crap, it's hot in here. And I was laying on my stomach. And so I like get onto my knees and then I ripped my hoodie off and I threw it across my room. And then I like plopped back down. When I was taking my hoodie off, I looked at the time and I was like, bro, it's 4 a.m. Like I should be asleep right now. Why did I wake up? But then yeah, I went back to sleep. I didn't even waste a second. I was like, get out of here. And then I went to sleep.
I didn't waste a second either because I wasn't even awake.
How do you even do that? I don't
know. That's happened more than once too. It's happened twice now. And it's over it's over. It's been over the last couple weeks, and I don't even know where it comes from. Because like I've never done that before.
I don't think I've ever done it.
So the first time I did it, which is the craziest part. Okay, this is how I knew I was sleeping, because I was wearing a zip up jacket to bed, right? And it was like zipped up. I woke up in the morning and it was still zipped up, but it was not on me. It was on my desk. Like I literally like, and my desk is right next to my bed, so like it was literally like I literally just took it off this way and put it next to me, like on my bed. Like it was.
How do you just not wake up? I feel like I'd wake up like mid of sitting up. I don't think I've ever sat up in my sleep.
I don't know. Like I honestly don't know where it came from, and it weirds me out because I'm like, there's no way. I just
you were just so deep
off
in your sleep, you know.
I must have been really tired for it to happen, so I don't really know.
That's funny. How did we get to this topic? We're supposed to be talking about work.
Okay, apparently this is just a normal conversation with us.
Yeah. I can share another work experience.
Okay.
So I was closing and I was getting ready to mop. So I started filling up a mop bucket and it takes like forever to fill up. So I got super impatient. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go spray the floor in certain areas with this stuff because there's like the syrup on the floor or whatever. So it's like harder to get up with the mop. So I go and spray it. And then I literally go put it back. Don't even think that the mop is even running anymore. And I see the boxes like outside the door, and I'm like, dude, I need to go take those out. And so we go take the boxes out, and like I'm walking back, and then my coworker's like, Dakota. And I was like, what? And she was like, come here right now. And I was like, what? What happened? Like, what's wrong? And she was like, just come here. And she was like, you left the water running. And I was like, oh my gosh. And there was water literally everywhere. And it's like super foamy. So there's a bunch of foam too. And it was like covering the whole entire floor. We could pop in a picture real quick because yeah, it was so bad. And I have a picture of it. Yeah.
Should we pop in pictures?
We'll pop in a picture of
we need to get
my
better.
Floor at work.
We need to get better at editing because we have a lot of things that need to be worked on with our editing, and our viewers know that. Like, we're not very good.
Yeah, we're new at this, guys. Don't judge.
Like, because
We
I
listen and we
like,
don't
sound
judge.
effects and stuff. I'm like, oh, that would be so funny, but like, we're also like lazy. So like,
yeah, she didn't even cut out the beginning of our last video. You can tell.
okay, that one was on accident though. I literally spent like an hour editing everything else, like cutting certain parts out that I remember that I actually needed to cut out.
I literally go and I start watching the video, and in the beginning, it was like her walking back from the camera to go sit down, and I was like, Cassidy, you did not turn off, or you didn't cut out the beginning of the video when we were preparing to start. She's like, did I really not? And I was like, yes, you didn't.
Scandalous. I didn't mean to do that, okay? It just happened, okay?
Yeah.
I was tired that Sunday.
Yeah.
And I was making cookies for everyone else, by the way, while doing that. So maybe that's why. So you should just be grateful because I made cookies for you.
Was it the Oreo cookies?
No, it was last week. What cookies did I make last week?
Oh, the chocolate chip.
See. I don't know how long this video is. Hopefully we're not like
Yeah, for too long.
yeah. But you know, maybe we should call this like the ADHD podcast instead, because literally, what is this?
I don't know. We're literally only gonna talk about our work experiences and like funny ones or whatever we've had, but we literally were just talking about waking up in the middle of the night. So
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, honestly.
I don't remember.
But hopefully you guys enjoyed that because
Yeah.
that was random. We'll probably end now because we don't want to keep you guys here for too long. I would feel bad.
It's mean.
Last week's episode ran a little long. Hopefully it was okay for you guys. I think it was like 45 minutes.
Something around 40.
Hopefully you guys are okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I think it was a good episode. If you guys haven't watched that episode, go ahead and watch it because I think I hopefully answered the person's question.
I think we got a few points across. Hopefully.
And we felt the spirit. We didn't cry this time.
Don't look at me like that. Don't play with me.
And follow us on TikTok and Instagram because we always have fun videos popping out.
We'll try and make more TikToks. We've been kind of bad about that, but we'll try our best. But now Cassie's gonna share the verse of the week on my phone because we're recording with hers. But yeah.
So the verse of the week is actually the verse of the day today. Just because we didn't have a theme, so we weren't exactly sure what scripture we wanted to choose. So the scripture is Moroni 6:9. And it says, and their meetings were conducted by the church after the manner of the workings of the Spirit, and by the power of the Holy Ghost. For as the power of the Holy Ghost led them whether to preach or to exhort, or to pray, or to supplicate, or to sing, even so it was done. If you need to read that verse or mark it, it's in your verse of the day.
Yeah.
But if not, it's Moroni 6:9.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Next week we're still trying to figure out the topic, but please comment some ideas that you guys have so we can kind of get an idea of what you guys want to hear. So
and we also comment what you really want to hear, or like DM us on Instagram, or can you message on TikTok?
I think so.
Message on TikTok ? I'm not sure. So
we're
maybe I'll take my word for
Don't
that.
Judge.
We're not on TikTok, so
no,
we really don't know how it works.
We've made like a couple videos, but that's about it.
But yeah, comment what you want to hear. Like anything spiritual or just any questions you guys have for us. Even today, we were kind of struggling with what we were going to talk about because we wanted to do something kind of fun. And
yeah, we don't want to just be boring. We want to show you guys like our true colors.
And we will be talking about the Christmas season here in a couple weeks, right before.
Probably next week. We'll probably talk about Christmas a little bit next week and week
next
after
week.
that.
Yeah, and I don't know. We will be focusing on that. But any other questions you guys have, we'll try and make sure we answer that in our videos. And yeah, that's it for today, y'all. Thanks for listening, you guys.
This was the Holy Cow Podcast.